Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. This is the greatest sports podcast. First and go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of First and Go. We've been out for some time now, but we got a little bit of catching up to do. So this is kind of a, what do we call it? Catch-up show.
Catch-up show.
There's another word for this, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and catch up to current events. And without further ado, go ahead, Luis, take it away.
Yeah. So I know that everybody's been busy and we've been, like you said, Sal, off the air for a little bit, but we're right in the midst of the NBA playoffs. The playing games just started. So I don't know if you guys, um, caught any of the games the last 2 days. So just off the top of my head, do you guys have any thoughts on? So the Warriors got bounced, in this play-in format, and everybody was healthy. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond. I think Wiggins, right, was in there too. Chris Paul, was he in it or?
He played some
Yeah.
minutes,
So
yeah.
everybody was in there. So what are your thoughts, guys? The Warriors dynasty over. Klay Thompson's a free agent. It's pretty much done. I mean, they did. They got bounced last year too. Why don't we start with you, Adon?
I think that their dynasty is over, but I don't know if they're gonna break them up. I think they still have faith in the core group, but I just don't think that they could get it done. I don't think they're gonna keep Chris Paul. But remember last year we were talking about the exact same thing with Draymond Green. It was the same thing. Like, are the Warriors done with Draymond Green? Are they gonna split it up? And Steve Kerr said that they wanted Draymond Green back after the season. And he just said that they want Klay Thompson back. So I gotta believe that he's telling the truth. I don't know what they could do to get anybody else to help them out with like Wiggins or Kuminga or Chris Paul. I just don't see them getting back to the finals, but I don't think they're gonna split them. They're just gonna let it ride, and hopefully Curry retires a Warrior. That's what I think.
What about you, Seth?
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna echo his thoughts. I think the dynasty is done. I think there's a lot of mileage on those legs. Injuries don't help, and I guess they could be back. I don't know. I think who are they going to get? Who are they going to help them? And then for them to do that, they're going to have to take like a significant pay cut. And I don't know if Thompson is, looking to do that. I don't know who's going to offer him what. Maybe there's always a team, right? That always kind of overpays. I don't know if that's what he's trying to do, getting a nice that last fat contract before he heads out, or he's willing to stay there and then if he can play, come off the bench or whatever, But I think that dynasty is done. Like I could see Thompson in a Lakers uniform, maybe coming off the bench, or no. But I don't know. I don't even know he could help anybody right now. I mean, he wasn't he 0 for like 10 or something like that yesterday.
His last game,
yeah,
for
it just
With that, yeah, go ahead, Sal. Sorry.
no, that it's just that, and that's much. So, if Thompson come back, like who knows what kind of mess. I mean, they're done. It's the Green's gonna do more green stupid shit, dumbass shit, and who knows what's gonna happen? Like fuck, they say I just don't know. I don't know, but it's just as far even if you bring them back together, it's just they're not there. Like forget about even the playing game. I think they got a year older and more hurt, and you still got Draymond Green, and I think it's done. I don't know what free agent are there any good free agents this year? I mean, I don't know. I'm a big question mark. I don't know.
There's some.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way you guys do. The thing that's curious to me is that they still feel like, at least to me, it feels like Curry could still, with help, be a difference maker. I'm just curious to see and I feel like Draymond Green is playing at, it's not like his game dipped a whole bunch. The guys that I'm kind of curious about is Wiggins. I know throughout the whole season he was like on the team, off the team with personal issues, but obviously Klay Thompson, we've seen him already the last couple of years have these dips where he goes to like where he just can't shoot the ball, you know. So what do you guys think with Klay Thompson? Is that just age? I mean, like I don't think he just forgot how to play basketball, how to shoot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times when guys get older, they just lose their speed, or they're just more injury prone, so they just kind of hang it up. But I mean, we saw Ray Allen play. I'm just thinking of shooters. Like we saw Ray Allen play well into late into his career and still be able, be effective, right? When he had an open shot or to create a shot. So what do you guys think about Klay Thompson? Like, what seeing him the last couple of years? Like, do you guys have any thoughts on like what made his game just level off so much in the last 2 years? We'll start
I
with you,
think
Sal.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I'm gonna go with the obvious. I think it's the injuries. When they went deep with Toronto since then. I think when he got hurt, I think that was the last time he got hurt. Or did he get hurt after that again? But I
The
mean,
next
just injuries. He was
the
pretty healthy all his
offseason,
career,
yeah.
and then boom, that in Toronto, and then first ACL, both of them. Then he got second ACL, right? Or what was it?
In the
Achilles?
off season, yeah, remember
Yeah.
he was out for a season after the Toronto,
Right.
and then in the off season before the next season, he messed up the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So that
Might have
lingers
just
in,
been-
that rust. Who knows if it's mental? We went through it all with Derrick Rose, but I'm just gonna go with that injuries, but who knows? I mean, it might be a lot of mileage on those legs too.
It's probably that combination because for shooting, right? They say it all starts with the legs. So the injuries, the age. I wonder if there's some kind of stat that talks about, like on back-to-back games, if maybe his shooting percentage and his scoring goes down. I wouldn't be
Interesting.
surprised if it's something
Yeah.
like that.
Interesting. I was just curious because now that you guys say it, I agree with both of you. I thought it was more mental. Like he really got into his head because he'll go through stretches where he's just missing sometimes wide open shots. So, but you're right. He did go through actually some pretty serious injuries. So not too long ago. So I'm sure that contributes to it. So I think that segues pretty well into the next thing, I guess. So that's Klay Thompson struggling with injuries at age. I guess not everybody can be LeBron James, right? If I hear year 21 from one more broadcaster while that guy's playing, like I'm up to here. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but every time that guy touches the ball, year 21, but anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked. So with that said, big win for the Lakers in New Orleans. Zion
Here comes
played the whole
jinx.
no. He
Jinx.
played
Because
played the whole game. He's dominating. Home crowd, younger team. Lakers. They were controlling that game pretty early on. Pelicans came back, and then the Lakers responded. And it wasn't just LeBron. It was his bandwagon of misfits. Punk ass Reeves making plays. Hot and cold. What's the guy? The point guard. I'm blanking on his name.
oh, D'Angelo, D'Lo.
Yeah.
D'Angelo. So this time it was the hot Russell that showed up. Making plays and hitting big shots. So as you guys are following, LeBron's quest for another ring, are you guys happy that they're matched up against Denver, or were you guys hoping secretly, quietly that they would get a chance to maybe go up against the Thunder? They would still have to win another game, but come on, who are they playing? Playing Sacramento, right? They would have played Sacramento, so So I just thoughts. Why don't we start with you, Sal? How did you feel after the win? Did you feel like it was a good win, or are you nervous?
No, I felt it was a good win. I wasn't trying them to lose and then win this next one because the second game's not given either. That means they would have played who?
Sacramento.
No, Sacramento just no. They would have played who's the winner from that? They're playing. The Warriors are playing
They're already
The
playing.
Pelicans.
Warriors already
no
lost.
Warriors. The Warriors are out, and then Sacramento now is going to play New Orleans.
Oh, that's
I mean,
right. Sacramento's playing Pelicans, right?
Pelicans. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means they would have to play Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
The way they were playing, that I think they had a better shot with Pelicans, and as good as Zion was, and the team was pretty decent. I think I would have rather just gone with Pelicans, just get over with. As far as the Nuggets, like I don't mind them playing in the first round. Like you got to get to them anyway. You know what's the point of getting them now? I think if anything, it's still Lakers' advantage to play them now than 3 series from now when you're fucking lazy. You know when Davis is hurt. You know, uh, uh, James has a bad ankle. You know, just mileage. So get your second one. Take a little break and go fucking balls to the walls. You know, and fucking and just. I think it's to the best advantage now than you're gonna meet them somewhere. Like why get 2 6 7 game series and then before you get there and then because Nuggets are probably gonna sweep their way through, and they're gonna have fresh legs. They're younger. Just do it now, if anything.
There you go. Hey man, sorry. What about you, Adon?
What do you think?
Yeah, same. You gotta go for the win, even if it's up against Denver and you're gonna lose. But I think the Warriors destroyed them just the last time that they played them. They hit like 23, 24 3-pointers. So any given game, somebody could have a poor shooting night and somebody could have a great shooting night, and that's it. And that in this NBA, that's all it takes for a team to win. Like if the team is just on and they're hitting threes, there's nothing you can do to stop them. And if your team is off and you can't make anything. So I know there were some commentators talking about the Lakers should on purpose lose to the Pelicans and then try to beat the Kings or the Warriors. But that just doesn't make any sense to me. I know that they're like, oh, but they're going to get the Nuggets right away. But you could just be completely out. At least give yourself a chance. Yeah. And they don't have a good chance against the Nuggets, man. They're just too good. I think the only reason they're not the number one seed is because they just know how good they are. And I think they just feel they know when to turn it on. But hey, I agree with Sal. If anything, this is the best chance. They're healthy enough instead of going through the grind of some of the playoffs. Maybe they would have gotten bounced on in the first round by the Thunder anyway. But then you just gotta make the dance and then try to see what you could do. And year 21, bro, damn.
I agree.
Really quick,
I agree with you.
That is the wild card for any team, including the Warriors. You draft Brownie, you draft little Brownie, shit. And you get LeBron James.
Oh, that's crazy. That's funny.
You bring back Klay Thompson. You got Curry, you got Draymond. You draft Junior, and then you get LeBron. That's how you do it.
Except for the Warriors to rebuild?
Any team. LeBron James.
Team, yeah. Because he's a player option, right? Free agent or something? He could.
I think he's a player option, yeah.
Player option?
Oh, I thought you saying that about the Warriors. I think
that's smart. Yeah.
That's year 22, baby.
Hold on, I'm struggling with this dog. I agree with you guys. I was they have to win. It's the playoffs, right? So you gotta. It doesn't matter who you're matched up against. I was rooting for them to lose so that they could play that extra game. So that even because I heard the same thing, the commentators, with the Denver matchup, but I would have wanted them to lose another game that possibly an injury or something like that. Maybe they lose, just more games, make it harder, but they won, and I thought it was a pretty entertaining game. I know Zion. Okay, and then to finish up, guys, going on Zion. What are your thoughts on Zion? We've seen this guy now. He's been in the league a couple of years. It's always the same thing with him, with injuries, and he was in decent shape. I mean, are we at the point where this guy? I mean, this is what he is. He's just injury prone. You know what I mean? I mean, or is it just fluky that he gets hurt every fucking year, And there's no doubt that he's talented. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's like that's just going to be his MO, or is he just really just going through a bad stretch of injuries? So what do you think, Adon?
You know, I remember Steph Curry, and when he first came into the league, I think he missed a bunch of games because of ankle issues. So I always want to give the benefit of the doubt that anything can happen, right? Like that they could figure out what the problem is, but I think for Curry, whatever it was, I don't think it was the the rest of his physical, and it seems like Zion, the fact that he can't stay in shape, that's what that seems what's impacting him, right? He's just too heavy, and that weight is carrying too much on his knees, on his legs. So that's the issue. And if I don't know if they could control it or if he could control it, I see that he could have a productive career. But that's that's the only thing that I see with him. I think this season he played a good amount of games, right? I mean, compared to other seasons, like somewhere in the 50s, maybe 60 games, and they talked about his diet and all this stuff. So I think there's potential for him to have a good productive career.
I'm gonna go the other way. I don't think so. He's done. I mean, it's possible, but it's a weight loss, man. If you can't do it now when you're young, you don't have the motivation, and you can't do it. Like you're not gonna do it 2, 3 years from now. It's only gonna get tougher. Especially when you have injuries. Like part of fucking losing weight is exercising, right? You can't do that with your fucking bad hamstrings and bad back and all that jazz. Like I said before, I mean, I'm not a nutritionist or biologist or whatever. But I just saw when this guy came in, like, hey, this guy, for 9 to 8, he's a big guy, but what was in muscle, like he was a big, strong dude. But I saw a lot, he was carrying a lot of kind of fat on him. Like, dude, that's not normal for like a 19-year-old kid. Look at all these kids that came in, and even LeBron, like as big as everybody said he was, that guy looks like tone, definition, muscle, like metabolism. You're always running up and down, but I don't care what the fuck you're eating. I remember my age, I was at that time, I was skinny, like I said, and I did run around and work out, but I like fucking nothing. I ate everything in front of me, and I couldn't get a pound in the life of me. This guy, it was already a big dude. Like I said, it's not that he's coming in like, wow, he's toned. Look at his arms and his chest. He was just a big guy, big heavy dude. And I said, if you can't do that now, and I just don't see it happening. I said I could be proven wrong, but I've seen it before. I said you got all the money in the world now. You got fucking you're somewhat famous. I mean, you got a shoe deal. Like I mean, it's possible, but dude, it's and that's your game. I want like you're banging down low, you're getting rebounds, trying to dunk on people. Like you don't even see that often anymore. Him dunking, right? It's just putbacks and whatever. Like he loses another inch or two off his vertical, he's done. You can fucking he isn't what he is. He wasn't even a bully. Yeah. And then you got guys like Embiid or all these power forwards. You got to go chase him out too in the perimeter. We'll see. So I liked him. I was rooting for him, but I said coming out of high school, I liked him. I would watch him. But I thought it was gonna be like a small forward shooting guard something. And when they say it's gonna be a power forward, like holy shit. And then I saw that he just fucking stayed big and got bigger. I'm like, damn. But we'll see. It'll be fun to see him. Prove me wrong. Fucking get to see a nice fucking another All-Star play, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't trade for the guy unless I get him penny than $1. I just yeah, but yeah, wasn't there a rumor about him or the Bulls trading for him or something like that a couple years ago,
I don't remember that.
Or wasn't it, or some team? Hey, would you take him and this and that for? I mean, nah, man. Penny, you got this stupid big ass contract. He's not even playing half the time. Like, nah, I just wouldn't take it.
What about with the right team? I could be wrong, but maybe it was the Heat.
Doesn't matter what team he's in. He's gonna go home and eat fucking burgers and shit and then stay fat.
I'm just talking about, like the Heat have the Heat culture, right? So I wonder if the Pelicans are super young and they're a good fun team, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like maybe with the remember Grant Hill couldn't stay healthy, and then he ended up with the Suns, and they were able to figure out what was wrong. And he had he was already old, but he had
Mhm.
a couple of healthy seasons where he played like 70 something games where with the Magic he couldn't stay healthy. So sometimes the team, the doctors, the atmosphere can help.
Could help. Yeah, that's a good idea. He's an interesting guy to me because he's very talented, he's very powerful. You just see, grown ass man bounce off him when he gets in the paint. Uh, but yeah, I kind of agree with both of you guys. I think his issues, his physical, for him to stay his fitness level. So you would think with that amount of money and that you could invest in personal chefs and nutritionists and personal trainers, and you have all the facilities in the world. So it's just an effort thing. So I guess that's the frustrating part. But I agree with Sal. Like his game is really, kind of down low power. I know that he'll take shots here and there, but yeah, if he loses that, I don't know how effective he'll be. So, but that would be interesting. Maybe he needs a change in scenery. And the thing is that he's so talented. I think people would take a chance on him. They really do. Uh, and yeah, so maybe but yeah, he just drives me nuts because he was having a decent game. They needed him to be out there to have a chance. The game was very competitive, and then crunch time came. He unfortunately got hurt, and that was
Do,
it.
do you think they lost because he got hurt?
I think the Lakers played better than the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans, even though Zion's talented, and on paper with CJ McCollum and I've never liked Ingram, but a lot of people think he's a decent basketball player. Um, they're an exciting team, but they're just man, their defense is I feel like subpar, and I felt like the Lakers played with a lot more. They have the with AD and LeBron and they had like more of a veteran poise, because Lakers were controlling that game. They lost that momentum, and they were able to just kind of hold them off. And Zion was still in there when that happened. I can't remember, but when he came out, I don't think like Pelicans were up big or something. They were just battling back and forth.
They were going back and forth. Yeah, Alvarado was making some really good plays, so it wasn't like Zion left and the Lakers went on a 8-0 run.
Yeah,
Like
no,
they went back and forth, and it was just
yeah.
deflated.
I felt like the Lakers were still every time they needed to stop or they needed a big shot, they were getting it. And the Pelicans had plenty of opportunities to try to maybe go up, but they couldn't stop them either when they needed to. So,
So
I don't think that's because they lost.
So you guys think Kings beat Pelicans without?
Yeah. I think Sacramento goes through, and then I think that'll be a fun series to watch. Sacramento OKC.
Yeah, Shea
You know,
versus Fox. Yeah,
I like Sacramento a lot, but the same thing, like kind of the Pelicans, they can't play. Anybody can score on them, So as much as Sacramento scores, um, it seems like any other team could run up to score on them too. So I just think it's tough in the playoffs to get far ahead when you don't have good defense. So
yeah.
As annoying as the Lakers are, they could, as a unit, play defense for a possession and get a stop.
Yeah, but as a team, they're terrible.
I just think that their issue is how do you call it? There's a big drop off. They have LeBron, AD, and then it's a big drop off from any, and it's a crapshoot. You don't know if Russell's gonna be good or not. If he's good, he's very confident. Pointing at the crowd, and pointing at the bench and hitting big shots. Austin Reeves, he reminds me like Kirk Heinrich. Like he's always gonna play hard. I don't think like he's just like kind of a gym rat to me. He's always gonna play hard. He's always gonna hustle. He's gonna hit a big shot here and there, and then he's gonna miss some shots too. I think he's a limited basketball player. And then the rest of their staff, I can't tell you the rest of their fucking team. You know what I mean? Just a fucking bunch of nobodies.
Rui,
So,
Rui.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that guy.
Come on.
But the rest of it. So I think that's the thing with the Lakers. It's just a big drop off there. two older guys, 80s injury prone, LeBron's older, and then that's it.
I don't mean to take over, but you guys know about Jimmy Butler, right?
Yeah, so they
Well,
so I just heard about that. I don't know if you go ahead, Doc.
did they have to do
Sound
anything with the game when they benched him like the last
No,
play
they
of the
didn't
game or
bench him.
something?
They didn't bench him. He like messed up his ACL. He's out for
Or
weeks.
MCL or something. He's out. So
Oh shit!
Bulls
So that was
will
And
I
win
was found that
tomorrow.
odd.
the Heat are still favored by 1.5 points.
Man, I'm not a betting guy and I suck at bets. I will
Let's go.
bet that
That's
fucking
exactly
game,
what I'm
man.
looking right now.
Are you fucking kidding? Without Jimmy Butler, who the
I was
fuck
gonna
does the
bet-
Heat have? Are
And I
you
was gonna
fucking
well
kidding me?
Tyler Hero had a good game against the 76ers, but I thought you were all over that, El Buki. I was gonna text you guys and be like, Jimmy's
man, I'm telling you,
out
these fucking
and
late,
they're still
late hours.
favored.
Fuck that. I mean, Jimmy's the heart of that team. He's the engine for that team.
Wow, one
I
and a
know
half
they have
points.
other. That's fucking. But they're playing at Miami, right? And the Bulls. Let's relax. The Bulls are. They're a legit 10th seed. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason too. But like, they still got DeMar, right? And I think Caruso's gonna play, and then Kobe White is playing out of his
Yeah.
mind right now.
Amazing season. Yeah, he had 42 points. I think that's the
42
second
points,
most
no,
in the
zero turnovers.
Yeah,
for the guy.
that's huge. No turnovers.
Fucking nuts.
Talk about efficient. Year 21,
So-
year 21.
Ayo's playing good. I mean,
Yeah.
anything can happen, right? They could have a bad game altogether.
Bad
where all of
game,
them
yeah.
suck. That's the thing. That's the thing about the one game.
Yeah, but I like that. I think the Bulls win tomorrow, man. Like I just at Miami, and then they go up against. They're gonna get fucking stopped by Boston.
It's the same. Well, they don't have Jimmy, but remember, this happened last year, right?
Yeah,
And the Heat went all the way to the finals.
they went all the way to the finals. They lost. They beat the Bulls, and then went all the way to the finals. But without Jimmy, man, that's that team. Yeah, I don't think they got he has a good supporting cast out there, but I can't think of any guy that could create his own shot and carry that team. And
So, if the Lakers had lost and then ended up playing the Kings, that would have been probably the most games ever played by a team in a regular season, right? Because in the in-season tournament, they went all the way to the finals. So, they played all the season, all the games for the in-season tournament. And then if they would have played the 2 games for the play-in, that's an additional 3 games. So that they would have played 85 games this season. I don't think any team has ever played 85 games.
it's nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. All right, so I know we're gonna get a bracket together, so we won't go into we'll save that for the next show. For the rest of the matchups, I just wanted to touch on the Lakers and the Bulls, which we thanks to Dan for bringing that up.
Plus 105 right there, baby. Come on, that's your pick right there, Plus 105.
I think that's solid. But it sucks, man. I've been trying. I haven't bet anything, but different random stuff. Like just like right now, I have the same reaction where I'll be like, "Oh, it's done." Like I know it's a fact, but I won't bet on it. But I'll pay attention to it, and I'll be wrong every fucking time. Every fucking time. How do they know? How do they know? Because I'll be just like this. I'll be like,
AI, bro. AI.
It's fucking crazy. So, maybe I will bet to get out of that jinx. Just to get out of it,
Try something different, yeah.
Nah, just bet like a measly like $200 or something.
So I wanted to jump in, go a little bit out of order here. So, we caught up a little bit on the NBA. So I'm just interested. I wanted to talk to you guys. Obviously I enjoy boxing quite a bit, and it's been a shit show so far this year compared to last year. Was such a great year. This year it's all over the fight. It's a shit show.
Amazing. It was amazing.
It was amazing. It was one of their best boxing matchup years. And this year, I feel like promoters are trying to copy what happened last year, and it's just been a fucking mess. But Saturday we got Ryan Garcia fighting Devin Haney. All right. So, um, just it's two-part question. First, who do you guys feel is going to take the win? And then secondly, what do you make out of Ryan Garcia's social media and conference antics, where we've seen him all over the place? Anyway, I won't go too much into it. I just want to hear your feedback, your thoughts on it. So why don't we start with you, Sal? What do you? So it's a two-part question. Who do you who do you think's gonna most likely take the win? And then what do you think about Ryan Garcia's antics?
Well, let me start with the antics. Last year, I said it before. I thought he was more concerned in being like this big time influencer than he was a champion. Like
Mhm.
the shit that he would put out and whatever. You're young, you're a kid, but when you're not fighting anybody and all you're doing is more the content and content, like I thought, like this guy just more influenced than they want to be a champion and whatever. To each his own. If you get paid that way, fucking whatever. Just stay out of boxing. Let someone else. But then this year, they said, look, they said there's more antics than anything. Like I don't know what it is. If it's just is that social media or is it some kind of mental disorder? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a mental health issue or something. Because the things he's doing, the way he's acting, the things he's putting out there is just a lot of red flags, man. And I just don't seem like if you're acting that way, doing that kind of stuff, saying that kind of stuff, like how how serious are you taking training and camp? You know, like you seem like you're more preoccupied in what everybody else thinks about you. Like so having said that, because of all this stuff, like I just don't see. And based on what I saw him last fight, like, I just don't see him winning this fight. I just again, part of me maybe is because the whole Garcia, the uh, you know, brown roots or something like that, Mexican roots. I kind of want him to fucking, come pull a huge win and, you know, straighten out his life and his career and fucking go and make a comeback and, become a champion. A part of me, but at the same time, like, fuck, I'm just kind of over this kid. And I think part of me wants him to get knocked out. Maybe he learns a lesson in this game, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going with Haney. I think Haney wins easily. I just don't see Garcia winning this fight at all. Like, I don't see what he could do. But yeah, I'm going Haney. I don't know what you got other than.
I got Haney. I mean, Garcia must just be a big draw, right? Because Davis knocked him out, and he now gets Haney. Like that. Those are two pretty big names with some good paydays. So I'm surprised that he rebounded that quickly and that good to fight another really good fighter. I don't keep up with the social media stuff, so I'm not sure what posts or things. But a friend of mine, because he knows I like boxing, this he sent me an Instagram thing of Ryan Garcia like buying shoes for a bunch of like teenagers and kids like at some store, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys come in," and everybody's like, "Oh, getting the size," and all I could think of is like he just needs attention or something. And without you guys telling me any, I'm like, that's awesome that he did that, but why does he have to post it? Like, why does he have to like show that he's doing something nice for people? Like, he's just looking for attention. He probably gets a lot of it, but I don't know. That's when the guy sent me that thing. That's what I thought. I'm like, why would somebody post this? Probably because they want attention. They want people to see that they're good, that he's a good guy or whatever. But I just found it weird.
And just before the
Let
show,
me
so I
ask,
sent you I don't want you to take a look at the post. I sent you a post.
I haven't opened it yet.
If you want to, it's just weird. I don't know why you would say that, but you want to take a quick gander, quick little glimpse at it. I don't keep up to his
Right?
stuff either. It just comes up on my feed. I don't follow him. But it's just stuff that people share with me or send me or um.
Oh, okay. I have not seen any of this before. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So it's just like I said, it's like okay, like when it's just you're not there. Like I don't think the way you act, like said that and
Are you
things he
sure
does and
this
say
is
stuff.
real though? Are you sure this is real?
it
Like
is
I don't know what to believe anymore. It is.
sure.
That's
So
true. I don't
yeah,
know.
so that's the thing. So let me ask you this: then your buddy that sent you that that post, because he knows that you like boxing. Does do you would you say is he a pretty avid boxing fan, or is he more like a casual guy, or doesn't even watch boxing? Like,
He's yeah, he's less. He's more of a casual than you. I don't even think he knows what's going
perfect. So with that said, and that's why I was curious. So this is the thing, man. I haven't even thought this out. That's why I wanted
You think
to
that guy's
ask you
watching?
guys.
I don't want to cut you off, please. But the shit that he acts, the way he poses, you think that guy's when he's not training? You think he's at home watching tape? You think he's
Right.
preoccupied thinking about Haney?
So I think this is so weird. I don't know what to make of it. You know, first I have Dave. I you know, before all of this, you know, I had Devin Haney winning that fight. I think he just Devin Haney's I think to a casual fan is a very boring boxer. He's just gonna uh box, right? And win by decision. So I think he could uh do that very easily with Ryan Garcia. I also think that Haney has a much more proven he's gone up against more proven opponents as a pro. You know, like he's fought fucking Kambosos twice. He fought Lomachenko. You know, and people could be like, "Oh, he lost this fight. He lost." He's fought like very much higher pedigree boxers. I know that Ryan fought Tank. You know, but he lost pretty decisively against Tank. He was never in that fight. He never hurt Tank. He didn't do anything but show up and get paid. You know,
Yeah.
and then lose the fight. Now I give him credit for taking the fight, kind of like what you said, Adon. Like he fights Tank Davis, and he's fighting Devin Haney, and he's already talking about fighting. I forgot. I think Lomachenko next or Lopez. Like whoever all the guys that are the top that are avoiding each other to fight. This guy, he reminds me a little bit of De La Hoya, where he'll go and fight whoever's the top guy, but you know he might lose to all of them.
He
Now,
he almost did, right? I mean,
yeah,
Trinidad, Hopkins,
Pacquiao,
Pacquiao, like he
Mayweather.
just
He
lost.
didn't beat any of them, but he fought them all. Shea Mosley, I think he lost against him twice. Like he couldn't beat, but he fought them all, right? I think Ryan Garcia is very similar. Like he does have that at least two. I'll give him credit to that. I do think he's a talented boxer. He does have speed. He does have power. I think he has subpar defense, and then he just that's why he gets caught because he's always the way he's going to be successful is being the aggressor in that ring. You put him in there with somebody dangerous with a higher pedigree of boxing, they're gonna run circles around him. Now, so he's a little interesting to me just in the fact that I think he's a legitimate threat because he does have power. It's not like he's a bum, and he's young and he does have speed. But I think at the end of the day he loses. I don't know what happened with the social media outburst. And for me, at the beginning I thought it was just like a mental breakdown because he was really out there, Adon. Like he was posting really crazy shit in the beginning, not even about David Haney. He was talking about how like he was kidnapped and taken to a forest and that how do you call it? They're like kidnapping kids and raping kids, like rich people, and that he's gonna expose all their names. So then when this P. Diddy thing happened, I don't know if you heard about that. Puff Daddy, like, he got raped.
Yeah.
He's like, I told you guys, and nobody believes me, and they're gonna kill me, and they're gonna take my phone away. And he was like, had nothing to do with boxing. And then what Sal sent you, he's in the same he's a big religious guy. So he's always about Jesus, and Jesus is very conservative. So he's kind of anti like about anything that doesn't fall in religion, you know what I mean? So that post that Sal sent you, that was him being very sarcastic, like making fun of the people that identify. He believes that only there's man and woman, and that's it. So he's a little. I don't want to say. So he's out there, right? Like in terms of like, letting people know his thoughts and what he believes in and stuff. But then lately he's been posting a lot about just how many women he hooks up with. Like he's just posting like he screenshots his DMs and then the pictures that girls send him, and then he'll do stupid shit like it's his account, and he'll be like, hey, if any girl wants to sit ringside and cheer me on, I'll pay you $1 million, and then come, bring your friends. So he's all over the fuck. It has nothing to do with boxing. So I don't know what's happening with him. I'm like, oh, this guy's having a mental breakdown because he's had mental episodes in the past where he kind of took some time off boxing and they didn't really say what was going on. And his behavior is very erratic, right? Like I don't understand. But for the first time, man, a couple of days away from the fight, for the first time, I'm like, man, is this guy really just, doing this so that he could make money? It's not about boxing. It's about Ryan Garcia making the most money because I feel like so many people have heard of him because of his social media stuff. If you like boxing, you know that he's fighting David Haney on Saturday. If you don't watch boxing, you also know that Ryan Garcia is fighting some guy on Saturday. It's like I talked to a buddy, during the week, and they're like, "Oh, he's like Ryan Garcia's gonna fight, not a boxing, fight." And then I talked to boxing fans, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Ryan Garcia's fighting, and man, he's acting like fucking weird, So for the first time, I'm like, man, I wonder if this guy, because it's so erratic, his behavior, it could be a combination that he is, mentally unstable, and he has enough sense where he's like, hey, I know this is working because I'm getting a lot of attention, which means a lot of money. I don't know how, but and maybe getting more fights. I don't know, getting paid to go places or sponsor stuff,
Yeah.
but it has nothing to do with boxing. But I have never seen this type of, you always see at a press conference, people say crazy shit. They'll say racist shit. They'll say something about their kid or their wife or their mom. And it'll be like, and then that's how they build the fight. Like, oh, you're going to fucking die. Nobody talks about my wife that way, and the fucking guy cheats on their own wife anyway. Like, I just think it's hilarious. And then this guy's doing it a whole different way. So anyway, I was just curious what you guys were thinking. I'm going to tune in just because I was going to anyway. I almost don't want to because of all this shit that he's doing, but I'm too far in now. There's no way I'm not going to watch it, But I think he's going to lose. At the end of the day, he's going to fucking lose. Devin Haney by unanimous decision. But I don't think it's going to affect Ryan Garcia, though, I don't think it's going to affect his, his star level. So very weird, man. I don't know. I've never seen this shit. I think he's fucking weird. I don't understand it. So
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. If I have nothing to do, I'm home, and maybe that's a possibility. Maybe I'll tune in. But I'm not going out of my way to watch this fight. I think he's now in the same category as the Jake Paul.
Yeah.
He's just a sideshow. Obviously he has, more. He's more of a bona fide, a legit boxer, but his antics and all that stuff, I think he just in the same group class, and they said he's probably going to get fights just because, his followers and he's, all the attention he gets and whatever. It's just, but I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to watch it. Just feeding into all this shit. We don't. You say hate it, we don't like it, but you tune in, and then it's exactly what I'm saying, and they're gonna keep feeding this shit. So.
I'll be honest, I love boxing, and I didn't know he was fighting on Saturday.
Okay. So then, complete different opposite,
I was kind of in the middle because I kept on forgetting he was fighting.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe because I tuned him out already.
I knew they were fighting, but I didn't know when.
Yeah. So they had announced the fight a while ago. I honestly thought I had stopped paying attention to it a little bit just because I didn't think he was, because he started off with this social media shit. I thought they were going to cancel it. At first, I thought he was doing it to weasel his way out of it, and for it to get postponed. That he got that. That he's. But I don't. That's not even real. Like, I just thought that he was gonna his team was gonna shut him down or something, say that he's not doing well. And that's what I thought. But now that we're here, and that's it. They're basically they got they're gonna do the weigh-in. I don't know when. I think tomorrow. And then that's it. They fight on Saturday. So the thing that's interesting to me, Sal, is like I agree with you. Like he's been such a big turnoff, and every time he opens his mouth, it's been a mess. I was really more of a fan of him when he fought Tank Davis. This time, I'm definitely not. But boxing wise, I do think he's talented.
He's definitely
Um,
better than Paul.
I think he's legit talent. So I guess it'll be interesting to see how well he does against Haney. The thing that makes it interesting about Haney is that they fought. I think they fought already in the amateurs. I can't even remember the amount of times. They've either fought like 10 times or 5 times. They fought a good amount of time, and I think they're split. Or Garcia has one more win on him and now that's the amateurs, right? It's different. It's a whole different ball game now that they're both pros. But that's why I also feel like he has so much confidence against Haney because he's already been in the ring with him a handful of times, beaten him, lost against him. And then he just feels confident that, I don't think he's concerned about Haney's power. So I think in his mind he really thinks he could knock out Haney. But I just think Haney's too good. He's just a really good techful defensive boxer and then I don't know, Ryan Garcia's mental state of mind is a mess. But anyway, I was just curious, but it's funny to hear from you guys. So Don, you're like, I didn't even know he was fighting. Sal's lukewarm on it. So it's funny because I have heard more casual people say that they're going to tune in to watch it. But yeah, I want to watch.
I'll catch the replay on Sunday morning.
There you go. All right, might be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight.
I'll wait for you to tell us if it's worth it or not.
Yeah. And then we don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but then you guys saw that Jake Paul's fighting Mike Tyson. This
That's in June or July, right?
This is still happening.
I think it's in June. Supposedly it's gonna come in Netflix, and I think Mike Tyson. I don't know how old he is. He's up there. He has to be
58.
58. Shit, 58, 59 years old. That's old, man.
Just it's like a he's like
I think he's a better fighter.
He's like a year younger than LeBron, though, right?
Look at Mike Tyson, year 31. No, but fuck it. It sucks that I still think in a legit fight, Tyson bulldozes through fucking. I don't care about his age. He bulldozes. But who knows what the fucking rules and stipulations are? The contract they signed and stuff. So I'm not. I hate to say, I kind of want to see Mike Tyson. But that's another fight. I'm not gonna tune in. I'm just not. If Tyson happens to beat it, maybe I catch a replay or something like that afterwards just to see it. But it's just fucking. It's just bullshit. It's all garbage, man. God damn it.
This one I might tune in to watch, and the only
come on, no, don't.
And I know that Haney Garcia is the real boxing, and this is a fucking sideshow. But the only reason I would tune in, and I'm a little bit like you, I want to believe Mike Tyson where he says he's gonna punish him, and you see this guy training at 58 or whatever. He still looks like a fucking beast. He still looks like he's a bulldog, and I want to see him just get in there and at 58 beat the shit out of this fucking YouTuber. That's why I want to see it. But I also don't know what the rules are gonna be. I heard that the Jake Paul is gonna get to wear like a head protector. I don't know what the size of the gloves are gonna be. Plus, Mike Tyson winning doesn't generate any more revenue for boxing. In boxing, man, it just feels like it's a little bit like WWE now. So if I'm boxing, I'm gonna want Jake Paul to win, so that then you could advertise his fights against other boxers, and people are gonna tune in because they're like, oh, he beat Mike Tyson, which is all bullshit. But I really, really want to believe Mike Tyson when he says he's gonna go in there and just destroy this guy.
Yeah, man. No, I'm with you. And with that said, man, it has nothing to do with it. I just you triggered something.
Problem, not the solution.
One of the problems, yeah. So the problem is, Adán, is I'm done with Jake Paul. Like I can't watch any. He got me in the past already with some of his bullshit when he was fighting some MMA guys. Because I'm like, oh man, there's no fucking way, and then you see them and these guys can't fucking box and Mike Tyson looks good against the pads, but even his last couple fights, he looked terrible. His cardio's not there. He's 59 years old now, 58. So Jake Paul is even though he's a punk ass, he's like in the best shape of his life, and he's probably on steroids, the fucking guy. So I don't
I'm
know.
sure he is.
Like, so I can't tune into that. I just I've been duped already by Jake Paul. So I hope that happens, and I'll catch it. But man, I find it hard. Like these guys follow this blueprint to just make money, and get people to tune in. Just make it dangerous enough where it's like, oh man, fucking Mike Tyson's in there. And Mike Tyson, he's gonna sell the fight too, so he's gonna say all the right things. He's fucking crazy, man. So back when he was boxing, so he's like, I'm gonna stop smoking weed because I want to be pissed, I want to be fucking angry, I want to fucking kill him in there, And I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, like, yeah, this guy's past his prime, He like, it's a boxing fight. It's not like an unsanctioned street fight, so it's gonna, I think that gives Jake Paul the advantage, like
Even with the pets, and I've never seen Jake Paul fight, but they use what they want you to see, right? So they show Mike Tyson going like crazy, and then they show Jake Paul like tapping little fucking a bag or something. Like, oh, what a weak ass! But they're trying to build up the fight. I get it. So they're only showing you the stuff that they want to.
Yeah.
You to see.
Shouldn't even be talking about this goddamn fight. Goddamn.
But you triggered something. You said it down, and I'll move on. Like one thing that really irks me about boxing, you said it's kind of turning into this WWE thing. I don't know when they started this shit, and maybe it's been going on for a while, but they have to stop. And I know it sells tickets, so that's why they're doing it. But the one of the thing that irks me as a boxing fan is when the dads of the fighters get an opportunity to get on the microphone. I think it's the dumbest shit. Like they're their trainers, right? And then you have David Haney's dad, and you got Danny Garcia's dad on the mic, and then they're yelling at each other. And I'm just thinking of dads that I don't like. That like David Haney's dad is so. I don't understand that. Like I don't see that in any other sport. Where somebody's dad is gonna like chime in. Like Kevin Durant's dad's not gonna chime in, and even though he maybe helped them get good at basketball at one point. This is the dumbest shit. MMA guys don't have their dads there, and fucking jogging pants and a pants yelling, and it irritates me, and because they just sound crazy, man. David Haney's dad like irks the fuck out of me, man.
But two guys that you mentioned, Haney and Danny Garcia, they're quiet guys. So if it wasn't for their dad doing all that fucking barking, like those press conferences are probably gonna be boring.
You're right. You're right about that. It might have to do with their personality. You know what I mean? Because Ryan Garcia's dad's there, but he's not talking a whole lot because Ryan doesn't shut the fuck up.
He did enough talking.
Yeah. So all right. So enough with the boxing, guys. I know me and Adon are both wearing White Sox hats. We haven't really had a chance to look a lot of baseball. The White Sox, I think they have the worst record in baseball. They're, all their guys are injured. They have a buster team. I think they barely got their third win yesterday or today. So they're 3-15, 3-12. They're in last place of every other MLB team. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of attendance. I think it's worse than Oakland attendance. Like it's bad. Like nobody's going to the games. So as lifelong White Sox fans, like what are your thoughts today in regards to the team? Like, are you guys kind of like, okay, it's gonna be a bad year. We're gonna get back. Are you guys frustrated? How are you guys feeling about your team?
Oof,
Why don't we start with you, Adon? Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be bad, but not this bad. I think this is historically bad. I believe their 2-13 start or whatever it was is somewhere tied with the one of the worst with the worst start by any team in like the last 50 years or something crazy like that. So I knew it was gonna be bad that I didn't purchase the MLB package because last year I did because I thought we had a chance at that division. I don't know at this point if you're gonna lose, then lose, right? I don't know what else we could do. I mean, that we don't have any pitching. The guys are always hurt, so maybe just test the farm system. Then I thought they had some good prospects. You know, they're gonna suck. They're gonna be able to get more high draft picks. And I think all we can do is look at the future. I mean, I don't know how many years Luis Robert could have.
Robert.
I think Eloy is he just proves he can't stay healthy. But if we could in like 3 to 5 years build something with prospects around Luis Roberts, I'll be happy. But
How old would he be then?
I think he's still in his 20s.
Yeah, he's
Like in his
20s,
early
like
20s.
late 20s. I was gonna say late 20s.
You think so? I thought he was still like in 23, 24. I could check. So that's why I figured he'll still be like close to 30. That's still good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 26, so mid 20s.
Okay.
And it's
See,
going into his prime.
I would Eloy as soon as he comes back, Moncada and Robert and all them, like they get some kind of hot streak. That's it, man. Like I said, when we talked about Abreu, that's it. Start dumping them. Get what you can right now. So high. It's not gonna get any higher. You know what I'm saying? So if Eloy manages to get a month, two, stays healthy, playing great. The contender wants him. Start listening. Moncada and then even Roberts, depending on what the package is. I mean, you can play hard to get with Roberts, but if the deal's right, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's looking to see 3-4 years from now, where's he gonna be at? Like he has a potential, but he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't awed me or anything like that. Like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be a bona fide star. I don't think he. So I don't know if you guys feel different.
Wasn't he ranked the 4th best center fielder?
I haven't seen superstar. Maybe because he's been on bad teams. I haven't seen it. But even more reason, I said, if he gets hot, and I say that one, I would want to keep. I'll say, they play hard to get more. They kind of like, but maybe the price goes up because of it, and I would just sell. So just tear the whole thing down. And even Roberts is not untouchable, in my opinion. I mean, what's the point of having him in a shitty team for the next 3-4 years? You know what I'm saying?
So tickets, I don't know. Yeah.
But he's not a superstar. You can say for a fan, because you could recognize he's the 4th best outfielder. No one's on the field. Like, hey, you know what? We're in town. Let's go see the 4th best outfielder in MLB. Like, it's just, it's.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm with you guys. It's so disappointing because I think the White Sox, on paper did a decent job building what we thought maybe was going to be a contending team. With Abreu and Tim Anderson and fucking Luis Roberts and Eloy and Cease and Kopech, and just on paper they were like, as a White Sox fan, like I felt like they had put some pieces together, and now we were gonna go into the phase of like contending. I can't even remember. I think we got maybe just 2 playoff appearances that we lost with this squad. I could be wrong, but I think that's all they mustered with this core group. And with the start that they're having this year, and it's just, I think I'm at the point of acceptance where Moncada and Jimenez and even Robert, they just as a unit can't stay healthy, and so I agree with Sal. It's time to blow it up. I like Roberts. He's probably the most talented guy on the squad. Somebody worth keeping. But I'm sure somebody would want to add him to their squad. And it's crazy to me. So I wish the White Sox would. It's not even players, but it's the whole thing, man. Coaches, GM, all that stuff. Like they kind of put together their best effort, and it wasn't like from one year to the next. It was over couple years, and we're back basically at a redo starting point. So obviously I don't want I think I can speak for you guys. We're gonna obviously continue to be White Sox fans no matter what. That's our team. So, but right now we're definitely going through probably one of the roughest patches, because one thing is, you're trying to be a contender, or you're in rebuild, and this is a disaster, I think, as a Sox fan, because they were supposed to be a lot better than this, and we knew this year was going to be bad, but not like this bad. So, yeah, leaves a sour taste. But that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that they could just clean house with everybody. I don't think that'll happen, but I mean, I think that over the next couple of years, hopefully within players and coaches and people on the organization, so that they, the team, so that we could go back, man. This is the first year I haven't gone to their opening game in a long time, and I wasn't even boycotting it. It just didn't work out schedule wise, but I still want to make it out to a Sox game.
Now we know why they suck. Thanks a lot, Luis.
The curse. I'll get you back in. We should try that. Let's go to the game. Let's try it out. Let's see how they're doing.
So, guys, going all over the place. Anything you guys want to chime in on? Anything you guys caught? I know we haven't been headed. We didn't have a structure for the show today. It was just trying to catch up, and we haven't been on for about a month. But anything you guys saw you want to talk about?
So we are out of time, but
yeah,
remember we had talked about doing picking our teams using the top 75 NBA players. Remember we mentioned that?
Oh.
So
like a draft?
Yeah, kind of like what the I think the TNT crew did, remember? But they had a bunch of people, and they kind of went through and they had a board. So I have this, right? This is the 75 players. And I'm thinking, I'll be leading the thing in 2 weeks. So I can send you this, and I want you guys to. I also have a random name caller, so we could do the draft order right now. You guys ready? I'm gonna spin the wheel.
You want to spin the wheel? You ready, Luis? Let's go. I'm ready.
I know who number 1 pick is.
First pick is Luis.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about us. Okay. Second pick. Sal. So
I traded. How about that?
This is fucking terrible. I shouldn't have done that live.
What's the number 3 guy?
I should have just taken screenshots and fucking told you guys to trust me. All right,
so that would be I wonder who you would pick with number 3 of that. That's crazy.
I have no idea. I mean, one and 2 are so obvious, but
you want to do it again, or?
No, hell no. No.
Well, Luis, you'll be good with number 2 in this trio, right?
I guess you're right.
Hey, but we'll do the what is that called? The
snake.
The snake. All right, so I'll get 3 and 4, and then.
You're making it up as you go now.
Well, I mean, trust me, I was hoping to get number 2.
No one has a professional sport where they do draft, they do snakes. I think everybody in fantasy is the only one that does that.
It was like at a done, and it just went like click to South. But I'll send you guys the list.
Okay.
2.
You should have done the opposite.
Got the
third one.
Episode.
You should have done how when you decide to draft the order, you do who gets the 3rd pick first to build momentum.
Oh, damn.
And then for the 2nd one, obviously it's like they just say, "Oh, Luis." So also obviously the last pick goes to whatever.
Yeah.
See, you did that wrong, and then now you do it with Snake. You're doing that wrong too. The draft order.
Hey, that's all I had. I'll send you guys the name, and then
I like that.
When I'm leading 2 episodes from now, we'll do it. We'll do it
All right,
live.
sounds good.
Maybe not live, but we'll do it.
Perfect.
All right, let's go. Let's go. That's a little doggy signing us out.
Yeah, man, he's driving me nuts, man.
Oh,
Any
that's
noise. And he might be trying to save my life. There might be somebody breaking into the fucking garage, you know? I
Right.
don't even know.
You got
But
something
like,
in
I'm
the
like,
oven.
right. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, and then no, go check on that. Check out that. This is another good episode. Where's my flag? Where's my flag? Another good episode, guys.
This was
you guys,
year 39, episode 39.
oh, episode 39. My age, no, it's yeah, but the rule on the field is another solid episode. A lot of catching up to do. See you guys next week.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. This is the greatest sports podcast. First and go.